Domo! Same desu! That's my Gawr Gura terrible impersonation. But, in case you didn't realize, this is going to be a Gawr Gura themed speedrun. And this speedrun honestly took a long time for me to plan and get ready for because it's unfortunately quite difficult. There was a lot of things that I had to consider, and it's genuinely just kind of a difficult one. So, join me as we go through this. And maybe like and subscribe. But that's up to you. I have no control over that. And that's our improv intro. Let's go. Alright, first thing and foremost, as usual, I am using the Koseki bijou skin, which I have used for, custom night as well as custom audio. You can download it yourself. I'll leave that link in the description as well. But, just to kind of explain what the heck is happening. One, this is a game called Hololive. You've probably seen it at some point in time. Come on, there we go. And I am a professional speedrunner of this game. Now, the category that I run is actually not the main game. It's the boss rush all the way towards the end of the game. So, this is not necessarily my forte, even if I know a general, like, almost all of the skips. I can't do all of them, but it's a general kind of thing. And to kind of explain what this speedrun is going to entail, oh boy, there's a lot. So first and foremost, allow me to explain, who is Gawr Gura and what is she? Gawr Gura is a shark VTuber, part of Hololive English, first generation, also known as Holomyth. Now the thing is that she is probably the most popular VTuber of all time, I think. And again, take this with a grain of salt, because just because someone is popular does not make them automatically like, oh, like, therefore I need to follow this person, or therefore this person has the best stuff all the time. Also, very clean inventory drop. That's a speedrun tech right there. But yeah, like, even though I'm an enjoyer of Gura-ness, there's no real better way to put it. She is not my Oshi, and also, it's just kind of like, yeah, she does a lot of cool stuff, but not my kind of stuff. But to kind of explain this speedrun as a whole, the point of this speedrun is actually to visit all of the spas in the game and sit at their bench, as we just did. This location is known as a spa. There aren't many spas in the entire game. In fact, there's actually a total of, I believe, 6, I think? I also missed a speedrun thing there. I think there's a total of 6 spas in the entire game. However, 2 of them are actually locked behind the Pantheons. Or at least specifically Pantheon 4. And in order to, I guess, technically reach/obtain all of those Pantheons, you basically have to 112% the game. And as fun as that might be, I would be here for like 4-5 hours, and for a casual speedrun, that's not what we're here for, so I will not be doing that. Instead, we'll be doing all the spas located in the overworld, or at least, I guess, all the ones that are not in Godhome. And the reason why I chose that to be, Gawr Gura's theme for this category is because there's really nothing else. In case you guys didn't realize, there's not much water in this game. In fact, the only real source of like actual water outside of the hot springs is the City of Tears that's located right underneath the Blue Lake. And unfortunately for us, that's it. That's the only thing. So I decided, you know what? There's got to be more liquid, or at least more water of some kind in this game. And I decided, you know what? The spa's, I guess, relaxation. It's like a pool. It's a source of water of some kind. And so I decided, let's just do that. But it wasn't enough to just visit all the spas. I wanted to take a bench at all the spas. And there's actually a very important reason for that. You see, every time you sit at a bench, your game saves. And if your game saves, especially at a checkpoint like the benches, every time you save quit without, benching, you will be transported to the last place you benched at. For our instance, this is a hard save. So this location right here is where we're going to kind of respawn after save quitting. But it will refresh every time you sit at a bench at that bench. Now the issue with that is that because I will be sitting at every bench, or I guess every bench for their respective spas, it's harder to plan out the route because you have to take into consideration where did I bench last. And so I had a lot of difficulty. The planning for this speedrun actually took me about like 2 hours, roughly, just to plan like whether or not I want to bench at the spas themselves. Oh my gosh! This guy. Complete RNG. It's supposed to be like a 50-50 whether or not he shoots the spits or the little boulder thing that he shot out right at the end. It's supposed to be 50-50. I think I got like, what, 8 or 9, which means I lost like a 50-50 chance like 8 or 9 times in a row. I hate it. But yes, we have obtained the Ina milk. If you look in the top right corner, you'll understand what I mean. Every split is kind of like a checkpoint. It's like a marker to say, how far into this run are you actually? And so, this being Gawr Gura themed, I decided, you know what? I'm going to make them all the splits names are going to be something related to Gura. And if you remember from a lot of her Minecraft streams, she encountered the Ina milk and instantly got disgusted. 2. Oh, actually, that's lucky. And so I decided to take inspiration from that. You'll notice a lot of these splits are things that she has either said or done or very related to her in some way or form. That was intentional. I come up with these splits myself, and so this is also a Minecraft kind of themed split. Sure, yeah, it's not really Gura's thing. It's actually Fauna's Funny Fish Farm. But we all know that, she likes to not necessarily venture out to there, but she does dabble around that area whenever Minecraft is there. Now you might be wondering what the heck these next splits are supposed to represent. If you have not seen the Gura counting clip, please do so. I missed the skip. Okay, gotta do this back up. I've been missing that skip so often, and I honestly hate it. I don't know what happened. I haven't been able to get that skip in a long time. And I practice like a couple times a day. I still haven't managed to get it. I'm very confused. But you know what? That's okay. We will try to go for this skip right here. I went the wrong way. That's okay. There is another fireball skip there for me to, use, but unfortunately, I have failed. Really? Nice. Okay, that's another skip. That's kind of the, if you don't do the fireball skip, that's the skip you do. That skip allows you to just, like, pogo and, like, jump off the falling enemies so that you can go up there a little bit faster. Instead of having to annoyingly walk all the way around. Ow. Also, something that is kind of important in this run, we don't need any money in this run. So usually in every speedrun for Hollow Knight, in almost all of them, you need some kind of, let's say, money, or at least some kind of currency. This game is called Geo. If you look in the top left corner, there's little rock things. That's significant of your Geo. That tells you how much money you have. In this run, we actually won't be needing any. Sure, I pick up a lot just because, that's just how the run works, or like the route works. But I actually will not be spending any of it. It is completely unnecessary. But yes, this is kind of what this run is going to entail. Visiting all the benches at all the spas. There are going to be a lot of interesting skips as well as very, very challenging segments of this run. I'll explain when I get there. But yeah, it can be very, very difficult. And so, as such, that's one of the reasons why I was so scared about this run, because if I mess up at any point in time, I might be screwed. and I would not get the time that I feel like I really should have. That is technically boss number 4, but it's the first major boss of the game. And now we have our next split. This is what's known as the Mothwing Cloak. And because this is split number 4, I decided to label it as the 125, 126 clip. Because, you know, counting can sometimes be hard for Gura. Granted, she is getting a lot better, and I praise her for that, as a math teacher. But on to our next split. This next split is pretty much required in every speedrun as well. There's only a very few, I guess, instances when you do not get this next one. And the next one is going to be what's called Mantis Claw. This allows you to jump off the walls. Nice, clean movements. Yes, coming up soon is another relatively relatively very difficult split. And the reason why is because it can be very inconsistent, especially if you play on what's known as current patch, which is, you know, the fully updated version of this game, which I am currently doing. AKA, if you down patch to go to an earlier version of the game, you'll probably have a significantly easier time, but I can't. It's so hard. I've been playing on this patch for literally 6 years, and trying to go back was a nightmare. I have tried it before, and I can't do it. It's so hard. But yes, this upcoming skip is what's known as E-Pogo, and here is the hope that we get it on the first try. I did not get it on the first try. Means here's to the hope that we get it on the second try. If we don't get it on the second try, at that point, usually I just kind of quit, and there we go. We got it on the second try. Yeah, usually if we don't get on the second try, I just give up on this specific skip and just go the long way around. It's a lot of copium, but unfortunately it's kind of what has to happen. No, the other mantis got stuck up there. I do need these guys to function very, very importantly. There we go. Because otherwise, you can do that, or you can travel the very, very long way around. And that is Mantis Claw. This allows us to jump off the other walls. Aptly named 125, 126, and really these are the only 2 abilities in the entire game that we will need. There's a lot of abilities, but we only need these 2. Okay, let me through. Now, usually in almost every single Hollow Knight speedrun, this is where you save quit. The moment you get that ability, usually you would save quit so you can go back to the Ancestral Mound, where we got, I guess, in this case, Ina Milk. But not in this speedrun. This speedrun is different, because we have a very, very different route. I'll be heading directly to the next spawn. And what I found to be the fastest way is also kind of a very risky way. So we're going to go ahead and head over there. If you have played this game before, or if you are well versed with speedrunning, you know exactly where I'm going. And you'll also know, technically, I am unequipped for it. This is a secret passageway into one of the harder areas of the game, called Deepnest. This area can be pretty brutal, because it's dark, it's scary, there's a bunch of bugs, it's creepy, the list goes on and on. But there are many reasons why this place might not be fun for casuals. And even for speedrunners, it can be pretty freaking annoying. But I have been to this place many, many times. I roughly know exactly what I'm doing. So I am sure I will be fine. No. That's okay. We damage boost through that. But yeah, you'll notice it is quite dark in here. And yeah, it's because it's supposed to be dark in here. You usually need a lantern to get in here. Or at least a lantern to navigate properly. So we are announcing to the world of Deepnest, we are here. Which is why I decided to name this split Tomo Sama Desu. And yes, I know I'm pronouncing it with a very American accent. Whatever. I'm not Japanese. Alright, this is the hard part of the run. This is what's known as Dark Deepnest. And I've already messed up once. That's okay. So I do want to kind of try hard a little bit in this area. Gosh, dang it, dude. This area is so hard. Okay. Okay, we're good, we're good. Shoot. No! No, I died! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, that's okay. Okay. So yeah, if you die, you go back to your last respawn point. But that does suck because you lose a lot of time. And as a speedrunner, that is one of the worst feelings ever. I feel very sad. But you know what? That's okay. Because I'm gonna get it first try this time. Where? Okay. And yeah, when you die, just kind of like similar to Dark Souls, you actually spawn what's known as a shade. And that shade will house all of your kind of... Oops, uh-oh. I miscounted. 4, 1, 2... Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's a dead end. What am I doing? I go this way. And then this way. Jump over these guys. Go over here. 5. This way. Hug the wall. Hug the wall. And this way. And you have to do this area with very, very low visibility. I'm really sad that I couldn't do it on the first try, because I literally just did it on the first try. On the second try. But, you know what? That's okay. We came to this area for a very specific reason. You'll notice in the top right, the split name for this, I guess, item that we're going to obtain is aptly named the Pantsu Express. And yeah, that's kind of important, because this will allow us to travel via the tram system, which is kind of like, I don't know, like railways. It's a train. Just like in Minecraft, where they had the Pantsu Express. So now that we have that, we save quit back to our last save point, which is this spot. And instead of going to the left this time, we're going to the right. This is where the tram is going to be located. And it's going to take us to our next kind of area. That's okay. I can just damage boost through it. And we'll be okay. That's a little bit less okay, but you know what? That's also okay. Everything is either okay or a little less okay. And then it's terrible. There's no in between. So yeah, this is the tram. We go ahead and hop in. And we go to the right. Now there are a couple of tram systems in the entire game, however not all of them work. This is actually one of 2 only tram systems in this entire game that do work. So we're going to go ahead and climb out of here. We are now in a new area of the game. Cool. The area that we're technically in right now is one of the more popular areas of the game. It's technically the City of Tears, but just below us. If you noticed, right after I got off the tram, I exited upwards, and there was a hole that I had to jump over. If you go down that hole, you will actually enter a different area called the Ancient Basin. A very cool place indeed. Shoot, I thought I could make that. But yeah, so far, so good. We are going to enter a new place called the City of Tears. And in order for us to maximize on our movement and speed and, you know, overall time, I am actually going to create a new bench point. Over here, this is what we call King Station. The King Station allows you to, is a couple of the areas of the game that hold stag stations. And stag stations are kind of like your fast travels. However, we actually will not be needing to use any fast travels in this entire run, because, you know, we're awesome. Also because we speedrun. But we just wanted to bench there so we can come back there, you know, faster, sooner. Ow. Did not think that guy was going to be there. Alright. And we need to go grab what's known as a simple key. This key is, well, it's a key. Opens things. And very aptly named. This key is kind of like that one chatter in Gura's stream who decided to open up and share with everyone that his dog, or her dog, has passed away. And honestly, that takes a lot of effort. It's a lot of emotional and, you know, just like mental risk of saying, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable and just explain my dog has died. And I'm going through a little bit of a sad time right now, but thankfully everyone in the chat was very, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Reassuring, calming, very helpful. And then you had Gura, who very, very excitedly said, let's go! Alright, I need this to work out. Please, come over here. I need to use you as a pedestal. Thank you. That was all. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably wasted more time waiting for him to do that than actually just going straight forward. I'm gonna heal up twice. Mainly because there's actually going to be a fight coming up soon. So yeah, right now we're in the City of Tears. This is pretty much the only location in the entire game with, like, actual water. So, yeah, unfortunately, in case you haven't noticed already, yeah, there's not a lot of water in this game. Sure, there was water just beneath us in that little area, but that's about it. Go, go, go! Dang it. Alright. Oops, I thought I jumped off that wall. Turns out I did not. And we're making our way towards the next objective. Ow. Woo! Alright, onwards. I am sure there's a faster way that people and, like, other professional speedrunners have beaten that. Unfortunately, again, this is not my official category that I speedrun professionally. I just kind of do it. So I'm sure there's a faster way, I don't know it. So, cut me some slack, you know? Woo! Yep, and these guys will chase you down while you're in this room. But this room is where we need to be. In fact, oh, hey, come here, come here. I want to jump off your heads. You guys have failed me. Don't fail me again. Please. Please. Ah! Please! Why does he have so much help? I just want to live. I've never had this much trouble in this room. Holy crud. That was terrifying. I just needed to get over here. Oh dear. No, 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 no. Back off. Back off. I need this. And yes, he can hit you while you're picking that up. And he can kill you while you pick that up. Uh-oh. That's not correct. Uh-oh. Live split. Accidentally skipped another split. Don't worry about that. we're gonna use the key very, very soon. But yeah, while you're picking up your items, there is a chance that if an enemy is close by to you, they will hit you. And if they hit you while you're, in that animation of picking it up, you can die. Like, just straight up, you can die. And that is always the nightmare that people have. This is where we're, meant to use this key. And the split did not split because it automatically split after we save quit. There is no fast way to use elevators. Some of them there are, this one there is not. So unfortunately, we're just here for the ride. This is the pleasure house. And no, it does not mean anything strange. Oops. It is literally just a spa. A spa. And then we sit at that bench. I'm gonna manually split that because there's also another issue going on with that. I will actually go ahead and get a little bit of soul, the Ina milk, before I head out. Now the next one is an actual split. Now the reason why I couldn't actually just do them together was mainly because there is a split for sitting at a bench. But if you stack them, one right after the other, it will automatically split for both of them. So, unfortunately, that is not what we want. And obviously, because we did have a new save point, I can't save quit back over here. Thankfully, it's not that far of a distance to, run. The last and fourth spa bench that we need to go visit is in Kingdom's Edge, which is over to the right. And because we do not have one of the other items in this game, we can't do the fancy acid skip. And although, granted, that acid skip is not the hardest acid skip, I actually do that one pretty consistently. It's just kind of oh, I did an acid skip, and you can boast that to every friend you ever know who's ever played Hollow Knight. Because acid skips by nature are fairly difficult. Some of them are significantly more difficult than others. Sometimes they are just kind of pretty easy. And the acid skip that I'm referring to, which is above us, is also pretty easy. The hardest part in this area is not the acid, it's these guys. Combined with the platforming. Oh my god. These guys are designed specifically so that, maneuvering is difficult. All of their attacks are designed specifically so that if you move too much, you're probably going to get hit. Like that. If I had gone any higher, I would have gotten hit. And I would have been very sad. Because if you lose your footing in this game, it can cause you to, fail a lot. Nice. But yeah, we have a lot of climbing to do. That is where we are headed. Oh dear. Yep. There we go. And don't worry, we're almost there. We're almost there. Our next split. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of ran out of ideas. I just called this one A or Q. Kind of like how we started off with, what is it? Gura's iconic just A or A. I don't know how to do it. But that was the first split. Her last split, or I guess second to last split, is going to be Q, the original song that she has created with Callie. And by the way, it's actually awesome. I love it. I will actually listen to that while I'm doing my speedruns. It's pretty nice. This is the spa. I'm gonna get some soul. And I'm gonna run out. And technically, this is the bench associated with that spa. And with that, we have visited every spa in the overworld. That's not the final area. Which means it's time to end the speedrun with our last split. And quite honestly, it's very fitting because this last split is the only real natural source of water in this game. So I thought, let's have this not only be the last split, but we're going to label it as the Country Roads Hollow Myth song cover, which everyone very much loves, to take us home. Where we're headed to is what I'd like to joke as call Gura's home, because we're about to head to the Blue Lake. Can't get any more Gura themed than that. And that is time. This is the Blue Lake. It's a blue lake. What more did you expect? Anyways, this was the Gawr Gura speedrun. Obviously, it's not as difficult as some of my other speedruns, especially like Crony's speedrun. But this one was difficult because of Dark Deepnest, and as you noticed, I did die in it. So, yeah, I definitely could have done this a lot better. Probably could have done this, sub 25 minutes, but we take what we can get. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy this Hololive themed speedrun. I do have one planned for every single member of Hololive English. If you want to see who's next, well, comment. Maybe I'll do that one. Anyways, remember, go support Gura. Support me if you want. I've been Facade. I hope you enjoyed the speedrun. I hope you have a good rest of your day, or your night, depending on your availability. I will see you in the next speedrun. Alright. Good night.